So here we are at the end of March, and we have yet another reboot slash remake or adaptation, whatever you want to call it. This time it's of a 1990s television show. And I know a lot of people were fans of that show. I didn't really get into it, but let's see how the movie is. Power Rangers! Power Rangers is a movie that is based on the 1990s kids television show, and for those of you that watched that show, you probably know that it's really campy and it's not really taken all that seriously, and it's the first Power Rangers we've gotten since the 1995 movie Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, I have not seen that movie in many years, but I remember it being pretty bad. So yeah, let's see how this movie is. So basically what we have in this movie is we have 5 complete strangers. They all meet up at this one place in a random area and they find these 5 coins. And then a few days after they find these coins, they notice some weird things are going on. They start to get stronger and they realize that they can jump great distances. And then they later meet up with Zordon, played by Bryan Cranston, and also with Alpha 5, played by Bill Hader, and they basically become the Power Rangers from there. And they have to stop the evil Rita, played by Elizabeth Banks, from getting this crystal and taking over the world with it. Alright, so let's talk about Go Go Power Rangers! Going into this movie, I gotta be honest, I had no anticipation for it at all. I saw the trailers, I thought, this looks like a ripoff of Michael Bay's Transformers. And whenever you think of that after a trailer, you figure that the movie's probably gonna be pretty terrible. So yeah, I really had no anticipation for it whatsoever. Plus, I didn't really get into the show as a kid. So I just went into this movie with an open mind, and I gotta say, I actually really enjoyed Power Rangers. I was completely surprised by it. It's not that bad of a movie at all. In fact, I actually really liked it. Alright, so first off, starting off with the actors, I thought the 5 people that played the Power Rangers were all really good, surprisingly. I wasn't expecting them to be as good as they were, but they were. But the standouts were the guy that played the Red Ranger. I don't remember his name. His name was Jason something in the movie. I don't remember his exact name though. And then you had Naomi Scott as the Pink Ranger and R.J. Cyler. I think that was his name, who played the Blue Ranger. Of all the Rangers, my favorite was definitely the Blue Ranger. He was really funny. He had some wit to him, and overall, he was just a fun character to watch. And the Yellow and Black Rangers, they were good as well. I was surprised by most of the actors in this movie. And also, Bryan Cranston as Zordon, I thought was perfect. Bill Hader as Alpha 5. Now, Alpha 5, he was kind of hit or miss for me, but he did have a few laughs here and there. He did manage to get a few laughs out of me here and there. Alright. But yeah, and the chemistry between all 5 Rangers I thought worked really well. They all had great chemistry together. They worked together really well in this movie, and they were just fun to watch as a whole. Especially the first 90 minutes of the movie, because that's where most of the character development stuff is. I thought all that worked out really well, and it had a few fun moments in there as well. A few good surprises here and there. And I gotta say, I wasn't expecting this movie to be any good, at all, but the first 90 minutes of it definitely, I thought, was very good. The last 30 minutes, I'll get to that later in my Flossom section, but I gotta admit, the last 30 minutes was a total guilty pleasure fun time, for the most part. It was a total guilty pleasure, and yeah, there were some very hilarious moments in it as well. So yeah, for a movie that I really had no anticipation for, I was surprised by it. And some of the visual effects were also really good, like when the Power Rangers finally morph into their suits. I thought that looked really cool. I thought Zordon looked really cool as well. And for the most part, in the first 90 minutes of the movie, the CGI I thought was pretty good overall. But yeah, the dynamic between the characters, the great character development, the solid acting for the most part, and even the last 30 minutes where like all the action really happens, or most of the action in the movie really happens, even that was a guilty pleasure of a fun time. So yeah, good job, Power Rangers. You managed to surprise me. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, there's also a really good scene involving the 5 Rangers around a campfire that happens like around an hour in, maybe just over an hour in. Really good character building scene. Now, of course, is this movie perfect? No. In fact, it's far from it. I wouldn't even really call it a great movie. I'd call it a decent to good movie at best. First off, the one character in this movie that I just could not stand at all, that was Rita, played by Elizabeth Banks. She was so over the top, so cheesy, corny, awkward, and a lot of her lines just did not hit well with me at all. I really couldn't stand her character. Like, with all the screams she does, like, ah! Like, all that, I was like, what am I watching with this character? And there's this one scene that takes place in a Krispy Kreme donut shop involving her, where I was just like, what? Why is this in the movie? Speaking of which, there's a lot of Krispy Kreme product placement here, too. And I actually kind of want to get a Krispy Kreme. That's not really a flaw I have with the movie. Like, it's just, I kind of want a Krispy Kreme donut now. What can I say? But, yeah. And also the CGI in the third act. Oh, my God. It was so bad that it was funny. Like, it was like Gods of Egypt level at points. I'm not even kidding. There's one explosion where I was just like, okay, that could not be any more obvious green screen right there. And there's some other really cheap CGI effects as well. And also, it does kind of get really silly in the third act, but that's why I had a guilty pleasure time with it. But yeah, I can see why it might not hit with other people. So yeah. Now, even though I did have some of those flaws with Power Rangers, like Elizabeth Banks' character and some of the CGI toward the final 30 minutes of the movie, overall, I had a really good time with it, I gotta say. I was very surprised by Power Rangers. I was not expecting this movie to be good at all. In fact, I was actually expecting this movie to suck and bomb hard at the box office, which I guess it is kind of bombing. It's not doing as well as it should, considering its $100 million budget. But yeah, supposedly there's going to be 5 sequels to this, and we already know that there's going to be at least one based on the end of this movie, the final scene of this movie, which, by the way, stay for the first part of the credits, because there's a really cool mid-credits scene. But yeah, overall, I did have a good time with Power Rangers. I was definitely surprised by it. It's my most surprising movie of the year so far, and I am going to give Power Rangers a 68% fresh rating. That is a solid B. Alright, so that's my review of Power Rangers. Have you guys seen Power Rangers? Make sure to let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. And make sure to subscribe to my channel for more reviews to come. Hopefully this week I won't be seeing any movies this week. Never mind, I take that back. But yeah, my next review will probably be for Fate of the Furious. So look forward to that coming up in the next couple weeks. But until then, that is it for my review. And until next time, once again, my name is the California Cougar, and always remember to stay California cool. Peace. Also, one more thing before I finish off this review. My good buddy, FilmFan0599, he's really looking forward to this movie. I think it was his 3rd most anticipated movie of the year. But yeah, the reason why I'm bringing him up is because in about a month or so, he turns 18. I think it's May 13th is what he said. I don't remember. I'd have to look that up again. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's May 13th. He's at 371 subscribers right now. He wants to get to 400 by that date. So please, if if you haven't already subscribed to FilmFan0599, make sure to go subscribe to him. I might put a link in the description below if I can figure out how to do that. I'm still kind of new to the whole YouTube thing, but yeah, if you haven't already subscribed to him, make sure to go subscribe to FilmFan0599. Let's get him to 400 subscribers before his 18th birthday. I think we can do it, guys. He's only 29 away, and he's got like about 35-40 days to do it. So let's do it.